Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Edgar, some solo marketer here, and in this video, I want to quickly show you how to create a global footer for your funnel pages or for your website pages, blog, whatever it is on System.io. And it would look something like this. It doesn't need to look like this, but I just want to show you the functionality, and then you can customize it, the layout, the colors, all that stuff. But yeah, we're going to be talking about adding in your kind of like your pages, which I talked about in the previous video. If you haven't seen how to create privacy policy in terms of conditions or terms of use pages, that should be popping up now and at the end of the video as well. And how to create a contact page, that should pop up at the end of the video as well. There's going to be another thumbnail if you don't know how to create a page that has a contact form like this. So basically where they fill in the information and then you receive an email. That's going to be at the end as well. But yeah, let's just create a basic footer. So the first one, there's going to be two types, one for the funnel pages and one for the blog. Those are slightly different. If we go to the pages, let's just go back and let's minimize my face. So let's say we're in a funnel, right? We need to create a footer and then we're going to use it on any funnel page we might ever need. Let's say we have 10 funnels. We need to have every page needs to have that footer. Let's say for your social media channels, right? They're maybe asking for it to have like a privacy policy, maybe a disclaimer, contact us page, whatever. So let's just go in one funnel and click on edit page. We're going to create it in one page, and then we're going to use that element, that section, we're going to drag it into the other pages as well. So this is just one random page. We have something here already, but let's just create a new one. So the first thing we want to do, we want to drag in a section. Now let's actually delete this column, and it depends on what kind of content you want to put in, but in this case it's 3 columns. One is for the icons, one is for the company name, one is for like these 3 pages that we want to link to. So let's just say, yeah, let's just do that. So let's drag it in. Obviously you can change the background color, or maybe you can even do an image, but yeah, let's just do something, I don't know, something different, just so you can see that there's a difference, right? So let's just say our footer is going to be this color. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to add in a menu element. Again, the layout of this stuff is not as important. You can drag things around, make it yours the way you want it to look. But yeah, in this case, we're going to drag it in, let's say in the middle. Actually, let's go back. Let's drag in the menu element. Here we go. That's the menu element. If we click on it, we can add in a bunch of pages in here. So like in the example, right, we have contact, privacy policy, terms of use. So let's do that. Let's do contact. And then we can do privacy. And then let's do a third one, terms. So we can do an unlimited amount, but 3, 4, 5 is usually fine. And yeah, let's change the text color as well. Let's make it darker. Whatever else you want to change, you can just kind of play around with these elements and see what changes. But now we're going to link to these pages, right? Your contact page, let's say in this case, this is under blogs. You can find all these pages. You can link it in there. Let's just put the link in here. Then the privacy policy, which I mentioned before, that is the page that we're going to create in a different video that I linked to already. But yeah, let's just put in the privacy policy page, and then in this case, let's put in the terms page. We basically just put in the links, and these are going to be just basic page links to these kind of like legal pages and the contact us page. Another thing we can do is we can add a text element in this one. So let's just align them actually. Let's you see the 3 columns, and over here we can center it vertically. So that's what I usually do, center it vertically, all 3 of them. So they're kind of, this is going to be slimmer, so it's going to narrow it down. So here it's going to say something like, I don't know, 2025 company name, whatever, trademark, copyright, all rights reserved, whatever it is. You can put that in here. And then on the left side, let's say we want to put in social icons. So like this example, right? We have 3 social icons and all of them are linked to my social channels. So these icons, you have to create them in Canva or wherever else, and then you can paste them in as image files, and then you can link them. There's no actual icon elements, at least as of making of this video. There's no such thing where like System.io gives you the icons, so you need to put them in yourself. Those are just images that you need to upload to System.io. So in this case, we want to, let's say we still want to have 3, like in the example. So we want to, within this column, we're going to drag in 3 columns. So we're going to have 3 image elements. So in each of those columns, we're going to put in an image element that we're going to link to a social channel. So if you scroll up, image, drag it in here, image, drag it in here, image, there we go. And if you click on one of them where it says image file, we click on it, and then we add the actual image element that you created in Canva or got from somewhere from Google, wherever, right? Just a basic square icon of kind of like it representing your social channel. So yeah, this is not the end result, but what I just did is I clicked, like I said before, I clicked on the image element, I uploaded it, or you can reuse it from your computer, but not from your computer, from your like file manager within System.io. They're going to appear here under your images. And then, yeah, you can just upload them in. And for each of these elements, what you can do is you can resize them, which I would probably do, right? Make them smaller. I would do something like a 50. 50 looks pretty good size-wise. You can change it up if you want, but 50 is pretty good. And also center them, like I said before, right? There's the 3 columns within the 3rd column. So center, just so they're all aligned in case they're slightly different in size and height, width, whatever. So this is kind of what they're going to look like. Obviously, you can also adjust the column width, right? You can adjust this. You can adjust this a little bit more. This is all like tweaking stuff. You see, we went a little bit crazy. So let's go back. Let's undo. But yeah, you can just kind of tweak this stuff as much as you want. So something like this. Not the, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but all these elements, you can, let's say this element, you can tweak it a little bit, right? You can drag it here, maybe this, you can drag it here. You can adjust these things. It's kind of wonky, but you have the option here. You can just drag the column widths, just adjust those. So something like this. And then each of these image elements, we can click on it. And here, where it says link, we can just pick whether you wanted something to pop up. But in our case, we want it to be open URL. And you paste in in this case, it's the homepage URL. If we click on this image and then URL, it's going to be the social media channel, Facebook URL. And in this case, it's going to be the YouTube URL. You paste it in. And for each one, you can open them in a new window. Again, these are kind of like the main things that you need to do. Just tweak them. Make sure you have the menu elements, the social icons. If you have any social channels, not mandatory. It's just a good way to add it in. Some people might see it. And the company name as well. So 3 columns. Again, this is kind of wonky. It's not perfect spacing. So just, I don't want to spend too much time spacing these things around. So that's kind of like the base of it. But now what you want to do is you want to make this a global section or a global element, whatever I usually call it if we go under blocks. There's master blocks. I call it a global element. It's called a master blocks in System.io. So what you want to do is you want to save this over here. You want to call it something like, I don't know, default footer. Right? This is going to be our main footer that we're going to use on all the funnel pages. And here, under the name, it says, do you want to create a master block? We check that in, create, which means whichever page we drag this in, and if we make any changes, it's also going to reflect in this page, even though we made the change on a different page. So yeah, we saved it. And let's just go to a different page and add it in there as well and make changes and see how that affects this page. So let's click on save. Let's go back. So let's say we have an opt-in page and we have a thank you page that doesn't have a footer yet. So you see it's empty at the bottom. So we click on blocks and it sometimes loads a little bit longer. We go to master blocks. This is what we saved, right? Just now. So it shows up here. We drag it in. And let's say we want to make a change. I don't know, this one, we just want to do company name, for example, right? Without the year as an example, just to make a change. So there's no year in this one. So if we save it, and we go back to the original page, exit page, go back to the one where we created this on, it's also going to reflect there, right? So this is called a master block. I oftentimes call it a global element. It's the same thing. It just reflects on all the pages where it's being used. So your job now is for whichever funnel pages you might have throughout like all the funnels you have, drag this thing in there under blocks, master blocks. That's going to be a vital portion for any of your funnel pages. So yeah, that's kind of half of it. As for the blog, if you go to sites, blogs, this is simpler. Basically what you want to do is you want to go to blog layout. And here you have the navigation bar. And in this case, we also have the footer. And you do essentially the same things. You can keep this as is, right? You can link to things. In this case, it's just a text element with, I don't know, we can do this. It's just that you can just make adjustments this way. We can have the menu element like I did before, or we can link the text element. In this case, we select the text and then we click on the link icon. We can link to a page. We can do a pop-up if we want, but in this case, it's not necessary. Or blog link means that we just link to the actual blog pages. So if you change the link, it's not going to break this footer. It's still going to link to that page. So in this case, it's the home page. For privacy, we select it, click the little link icon. So we're going to select blog link and we're going to select privacy policy, confirm. So just do that for every single page. Put in your let's say put in our icon over here. This is a saved image already, but you can upload it from your computer. Insert, make it smaller. Let's do the same 50. Put in your phone number if you want, or your email, and put in whatever, where maybe your address over here, whatever your footer you would like it to be. And as for what needs to be in a footer, you can look up your competitors, see what they're doing. Just as a good example, whoever has been around for longer, they're going to be a good example of what there should be. Check out multiple and just kind of model it loosely after what they're doing. It's more like for just like legal reasons, just to have your privacy policy and contact and all that stuff in there, or like affiliate disclaimers, all those things. Most people will not see this, but it's kind of a necessary thing. Just kind of make those adjustments here. Basic page editor stuff, just link each of these things to their specific pages, either with blog link or link. Then in the end, when you save it, how do we make sure that this actually reflects within the blog/website so this is under, like I said before, sites, blogs. So all the blog posts and also all the pages, they will have this header and footer, unless you've specified for it to not have them. Let's say a privacy policy page, for whatever reason, you don't want the header and footer to show up, the one we just edited. So you go to the 3 dots, don't use blog layout, confirm. So yeah, and then if you go to this page, it's not going to show up. But if you then activate it again, use blog layout, then let's click it again, use blog layout. Yes, there's a check mark. That means the header and footer will be used, the blog layout one that we talked about. So yeah, I kind of breezed through this one, but just to kind of summarize it, there's 2 types of footers. One is for the funnel pages and one is for the blog. You might not even use the blog, so it doesn't matter. Don't even do it then. If you're just using the funnels, just create that one master block or global element, how I call it, and make sure it's in every page. It's going to be the same in every page pretty much. And yeah, and make sure it is linked to all the necessary pages. Since we're now at the end of the video, there's going to be a couple of pop-ups showing up where it's going to show you how to create a privacy policy / terms and conditions pages, or how to create a contact us page like the one I showed here, where you can just have a contact form, they just fill it out and you receive a notification, this person with this name and this email send you this message. So those are pretty easy to set up, but might be kind of tricky if it's at the first time you're doing it. So yeah, definitely go check out those videos if you're creating the footer right now. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment below. I love answering your questions, all the stuff. Ask me anything Systeme.io related. But yeah, if you don't have any questions, then hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.